Hello, Slicey Dicers. This is Brian with another knife review for you. I swear it's here. Bad background choice, I admit, but this is the one I've got. We have the Hogue X1 Microflip, the X1 MF. Very super cool knife from a knife company which I don't think gets as much airtime as it deserves. I did review the Hogue Doug Ritter. They are the new manufacturer of the new Ritter knives. I did review that. And as a result of that, they got in contact with me and said, hey, do you want to try out any of our normal stuff? So yes, this was provided to me by the manufacturer, get that out of the way. But very glad that I got it. I was very impressed with the Ritter. I was not really looking at Hogue very much because I'm not a gun guy, and their primary business is gun grips and things like that, and heated toilet seats. Maybe you have one in your home. I don't know. I got to admit, I'm kind of intrigued by it. But yeah, they make heated toilet seats. But yeah, they make a whole lot of stuff. They also make knives for Sig Sauer and HK. So if you're buying one of those, it's a Hogue built knife, all 100% made in the USA, of very high quality. Very impressed by that. And the final straw for me, I watched, I'll link to them down below. Blade HQ did a really cool video. They did a little factory tour. And then one of the guys there hitchhiked home and used some Hogue knives as payment to people who gave him rides. Like he sent out messages to knife guys and they all met up and talked about their knives, and he gave them a knife and they gave him a ride. And they're both really cool videos. I'll link to those down below. They're pretty awesome. But very impressive process. Jim, who's the guy who's kind of in charge of the knife stuff, gave me a ring. And super nice guy to talk to, very knowledgeable. Honestly, we talked more about airplanes than we did about knives. I had a pilot's license before I had a driver's license, and sadly don't have one at the moment. I let it expire because it's expensive. But we like planes. If you watch the video of the Blade HQ again, you'll see there's planes in it. They're big plane people. So go check out that video. Super cool company. But anyway, I was extremely impressed with just the quality of this. The look of it is not the one that I would have thought I wanted, but since I got it, it's really grown on me a lot. This is the black on black on black on black version. They come in a bunch of different colors, different blade finishes. This is just the one that I particularly got. This is the Wharncliffe model. It also comes in a more standard kind of drop point. But yeah, I said it's grown on me. It's just such a mean looking little bastard, and I really do like it. And it is little. Let's do some stats. That sounds like a good segue, right? Overall length, you have just over 6.5 inches, about 6.6. Blade length, just over 2.6 inches. Blade thickness, 0.12 inches. Handle thickness of 0.55 inches. And very lightweight of 2.93 ounces, so pretty darn light. This is the Microflip model. It is a manual. It does also come in a micro switch model, which is an automatic. This particular version is about $136. If you want to get the one without the blacked out blades, they're a little cheaper. I think they're like $125, $126, something like that. And again, you have a choice of different blade shapes, different colors, all that kind of thing. It is definitely, even in the ones with the satin blades, it is a bit tactical. I will admit that. But again, it's kind of grown on me. I think partly because, like I said before, it's just so well made. I just really like the machining on it. Is all excellent. A lot of cool little touches. It has a little pommel on here. Almost all of this jimping works except for one thing, which we'll talk about in a moment. It does have a safety. Yeah, it's a pretty cool knife, and I like it enough. I will say, spoiler alert, I'm getting one of the bigger ones to try out too. So, yeah, not too shabby in the looks department, I don't think at all. I might slightly prefer the ones with the satin blades, but not by a large margin. And everybody's got to have one tactical knife in their collection, right? And it might as well be a mean little one. Let's do some size comparisons. We have in our kind of our standards, where did I put it? There it is. Your Spyderco Paramilitary 2. And since I have one back in the collection again now, thanks to one of my lovely viewers, we have a Spyderco Para 3. I'm trying to line up the pivots here. As you can see, not a big knife at all. Compared to some other knives that are kind of more in this size category. We have the Kershaw Copper Natrix, which is the mini size Natrix. As you can see, lining the pivots up, blade's a little shorter, handle's a bit longer, which I kind of like. We'll get to that again in a moment. Your WE Knives rectifier. Kind of the same story again. And lastly, I'm sure it's bigger than this. Honestly, I hadn't put them next to each other, but it's sitting out here and it caught my eye. So your Spyderco Dragonfly. Yeah, it's a little bigger than Dragonfly, obviously. It's not a tiny knife, but it definitely is on the smaller end of the spectrum. Again, they make them in a 3.5. They make 4-inch knives that are all basically the same kind of thing. And again, I'm getting the 3.5 shortly. But the blade on this is one of the things I like a lot. It is hollow ground. As I said before, only 0.12 inch blade thickness. I measured it like 15, 16 thousandths behind the edge. Pretty damn thin behind the edge, and I hope that this is going to show. But they hand sharpen everything at the factory, and this is a damn near mirror polished edge. So, pretty impressive. Pretty impressive edge on this. I really, really do like it. Ironically, the only company I can say that I get edges that look that nice on is Rake, which is a budget company, but I don't know what they do over there. But yeah, very, very cool. Ergonomically, I really like it. Some people who are real snobs about packaging are going to say, oh, that blade's too short for that handle. But no, it fits my freaking hand. I do have large size gloves, skinny fingers, but large size gloves, and it just fits my hand so well. I don't mind that the blade's not quite exactly the same ratio as the handle. Doesn't really bother me because it just fits my hand really well. No real hot spots. You can definitely feel that clip, but I wouldn't call it a hot spot at all. The jimping is a bit extreme, but I don't find it uncomfortable. So ergonomically, I think it's pretty darn good. It's definitely not coming out of your hand. That's for dang sure. I can say that. And again, with that super slicey blade, it's nice to have a little bit of grip. It is something I've grabbed to cut like large amounts of cardboard more often than I thought I would, and it's been really well, and also done really well. That's the word. That's the phrase I'm looking for. And you can see the DLC's held up pretty good. I've had this for a couple weeks now, and it spent some Christmas duty breaking down boxes, and it's worked pretty well. So yeah, pretty happy with it ergonomically. Now, as far as the action goes, it's a bit different. They use an internal detent, which is pretty strong enough that one reviewer did say that he thought it was an automatic. It is an assisted. Sorry, it is not an assisted. They do come in an automatic version, as I mentioned, but it is not assisted. It just uses a bit of a different detent where it rockets out. I don't think I'm capable of making this knife fail to open. It's just, if you push past that detent, it rockets out. It's not like a hard detent that hurts your finger, not in any way at all. It's just the way that it's located. But the downside to that is, with the button lock, it's never going to fall shut. It's just not the way it works. You're always going to have to assist it a little bit to get it shut. That's pick your poison, which one you prefer. Do you want your knife to rock it out with authority, or do you want it to be fall shutty? It's just your decision. It does have, like I said, the safety on it. You flick that, and then the button doesn't work. On the automatic models, this also works to stop it from automatically deploying in your pocket. It doesn't do anything on the manuals. You can't move that. But I kind of like the action. I've gotten used to it now, and I kind of like it. As far as the carry goes, Some people really seem to hate this clip. There's not a whole lot of videos about this, but everyone I saw didn't like this little loopy clip thing. I find that when I'm standing up and actually wearing proper pants of any kind, it works completely fine. It's not the easiest to do when I'm doing like this, but you see it slides in pretty good. You've seen me have a lot harder problems with knives than that. There's a little Hogue logo on there, which is okay with me. I guess it's fine. But yeah, you do have a fair amount sticking out, but it's not a big knife, and it will fit in that little fifth pocket thing there. It will definitely fit there, which is always a good thing for smaller knives like that, because a lot of us are going to carry knives this size as like a backup because we're nerds and we're going to have 2 or 3 knives on us all the time. But overall, I like it way more than I thought. I think it's Alan Elishewitz, by the way, design, if I didn't say that. CPM 154, aluminum handles. I have no problem with that for this price. I really don't. I kind of like CPM 154. It's becoming every day one of my more, I'm not gonna say favorite steels, but it's moving up there. It's so easy to sharpen, and it holds an edge well enough, and I do just really like it. And yeah, I really like the look of it. I mean, if I was gonna get another one, I'd probably get gray with the satin blade, but just to tone it down a skosh and a quarter. But I definitely cannot complain about the quality, and you get good stuff with it too. You get here's a little Hogue box it comes in, which ain't bad. You say manual because I said they do make a lot of automatics, so they do specify that. And then you get a very nice little package, little because it's a little knife. It's all nice and soft inside, and you get, there's more stuff in here. Sticker and this gun oil that they, Lucas gun oil, extreme duty, that they recommend that you use to lube the knife. Apology in advance to Hogue. Yeah, I'm not going to use that. I'm gonna put KPL on it or nano oil or something. Let's not kid ourselves. But I have not yet. I have not even taken this apart. I will. I'm waiting till I get the other one, and I'm going to take both apart at the same time. I'm interested to see how the button lock works and all that stuff with the internal detent, because it is a different thing that I'm used to dealing with. Because like I said, most button locks just drop. This one doesn't. I do like the results of it, though, because also most button locks don't rock it out like this. So you can hear, one thing I forgot to mention in the action, you can hear sometimes you get, I wouldn't call it button stick, but you get a little, it makes a noise. I wouldn't say it sticks, but sometimes the button does make a noise. But yeah, overall, great knife. Super impressed with the company. Really cool guys. And I highly recommend you check out a Hogue if you have not before. Like I said, my gateway drug was the Ritter. Really wanted one of these and was very impressed with it, and was lucky enough to get my hands on one of these, and now I'm getting another one. So do like Hogue a lot so far based on these impressions, and eager to see what they have coming out in the future. I know they have some new stuff coming out next year. I don't know what, but very excited to see it. And again, if you're buying a Sig Sauer H&K, something like that it's the same. They're made in the same factory. But always nice to see USA made guys doing good. And also nice to be able to chat with some knife guys about airplanes, two of my favorite subjects to talk about. So hope you guys have enjoyed this. Go check one of these out. I've been Brian. Have a good one.